Introducing 100 Days of Code with Treehouse. What is 100 Days of Code? It's a long-standing coding challenge created by Alex Calloway, and it's simple. Commit to learning every day for 100 days. The amount that you learn in that short time frame will change your life. Whether you want to level up your skills or jumpstart a new career, commit to the challenge. You'll be shocked by how much you learn and accomplish. You'll have the full support of the Treehouse community of students working with you. We'll be sending you motivational emails, clips from our 100 Days of Code podcast, featuring advice, tips and tricks from developers, and so much more. There's never been a better time to commit to your learning. Join us.
Hello, welcome.
What? Oh. You can't see me.
Let's scoot over this way. Hello, welcome. We have some chair-related difficulties. There we go.
Kitten.
There we go. Welcome. Oh, here we go. We take him. We have a special guest joining us today. There's Mr. Mellon. He seems thrilled to be hanging out with us. Hello and welcome to HTML and CSS for Kids.
No.
My name's Anwar. I'm a designer, a developer, a teacher at Treehouse. Who's this?
I'm Mina. I'm a playgrounder and a student at Creston Elementary.
Oh.
And I'm learning French.
Oh, that's right.
Bonjour.
Yes, indeed. And you're going to be able to do all this with a kitten on you?
If I can say Dorito Dorato or potato potato, I can do it with the kitten on me.
All right.
Marchetta.
There you have it. A couple of reminders. Number one, again, I work for Treehouse. I teach UX and web development there. All kinds of lessons, both for kids and grown-ups at teamtreehouse.com.
See? Lesson for me, lessons for that kind of human.
Exactly. Our chat is being monitored. We have Bo today instead of Karen. He is going to be fielding any questions, so if you have any, don't hesitate to ask, either about Treehouse or about what I'm doing today. If this is your first time with us, a reminder that I have some notes up at a link that Bo...
Ow!
Oh.
Ow, no.
All right.
Ouch.
Can you go...
I'm not holding like this.
All right. GitHub.com/Anwar Montasir/HTML CSS for Kids. Bo is going to share that.
How are they going to remember that?
They're not going to, but that's why Bo will paste the link into the chat.
I think some people will be if they've been good enough to be here this whole time.
That's true. They might remember the link from before. Okay. Let's see. Don't forget, if this is your first time joining us, go ahead and download Visual Studio Code. There's a link on the GitHub page. It works for both Mac and PC, and that's the editor we're going to use.
Does Samsung make computers?
Yes, I think so. I don't actually know. Good question. Okay, there's also a link to today's slides, and let's go ahead and open those up.
Oh, hee, fancy.
That's right.
Fancy schmancy.
All right. Today is episode 6 of our show, I believe. Just put them on the ground.
Yeah.
So we are going to be continuing our CSS lessons, changing how our text looks. You okay?
Yeah, just Melons.
Okay. Using CSS to change how our text looks, and adding a Google font to our webpage. Let's see, we didn't do our live stream last week, so we might need to review a little bit about CSS.
Review time. It's review time. CSS. Do. It makes your font and background change. You can add a frame to your picture, but if you wanna add a picture, that's HTML.
There There we go.
Now that is the review song.
Our official jingle for today.
We
Perfect.
don't need to show them that. We already did the review song. Do. No.
Okay, we really can't do it with him in here. Oh boy.
Oh,
right.
no.
Yep, kittens climbing everywhere. All right, so let's see. CSS selectors. All right.
Oh no. Can I?
Yeah, go deal with that.
How about you do that? Please?
Well, no.
But my chair is really.
That wasn't. All right, we learned today what happens when you involve a kitten in the live stream. Seemed cute for a minute, but led to disaster. All right, CSS selectors change the appearance of our web page. Okay. Does this look familiar at all?
I think that pink is like a salmon pink.
Well, that's true. So we have.
How do we write CSS?
Perfect. We have our selector. We have the name of the element on the page that we are going to select. We have other ways we can write CSS, but
CSS.
There you go.
I wrote it on my hair.
Perfect. We have the element that we're going to select. We have a declaration. So what do we want to do with the body? Our
Declaration of Independence. Make the body not naked.
Yeah, well, if you consider a white background naked, it'll be white by default. Here we are changing it to pink. Our declaration had two parts. Property, that's what is the property of the document you want to change. Do you want to change?
Take the P-E-R out, it's potty. Prody.
Very classy. Do you want to change the background color of your page? All right, give it a value. The value is pink. Well, review. Okay. There's our review.
But we did the review song so that we don't even need to do the review.
Well, we gotta do more rehearsing. I didn't know
the review song. This is the review song. The review song ends now.
Right. Okay, so fonts. We're gonna work with fonts today. You will recall, I'm gonna pull up the work you did last week. We attached, there's an extra period. How did that get there? In the head of our document, we attached the CSS style sheet. What did you call your style sheet?
I can't believe I did all of that by myself.
You've done amazing.
No, isn't the style sheet over here? Ooh.
Correct. Well, this is in the head of our document. This is the link to the style sheet, and it says, look for a file called slugclub.css. And then here we go. There is our file called.
While you guys were melting in the dark like MacArthur Park, I changed it to olive, drab, and purple just because I'm an interesting person, not a boring person.
There you go.
We're melting in the dark.
So we have our wild color combination when you load it up in the browser.
It's called adorable. Oh, so if you notice why it's a different color, and that changed, I did it for this B-Day.
That's right. So my Chrome has a new look. Okay.
It's fancy.
It is very fancy.
Schmancy.
Okay. But what we didn't change is the text. Apart from the color, we did change the color. You have purple color on, what did we say? Olive drab background.
Yeah,
looks pretty cool.
I just have one fancy question.
Oops.
What if you like the font? How do you know what font it is? It's not telling me if it's Laura. If it's not Laura, let me change that.
That's a good question. So right now it's just using the default font, so it's just letting the browser choose. We'll look in another lesson or two at some tools how to ask the browser questions like that.
Is that like a raffle? Like each computer puts in $5,000 and then it's like, oh, you get Laura.
I wish it were.
Yay!
I wish it were that interesting. It's not. It doesn't tend to be nearly that interesting. Usually it picks a font called Times that tends to be on all computers.
You know what? I should have been the person to design computers.
Well.
Because I am correct.
Well, there you go. That could be in your future. You're certainly learning plenty about coding right now.
I'll smash all the MacBooks and Mac Pros, and then I'll make my own computer.
Well, dream big.
I'll
So
have no choice to buy.
we have a number of properties that control what our text looks like. And although we're just using the browser default now, we're going to go ahead and pick something new.
So we're basically Julius Caesar.
Yes, absolutely. So changing color, you already know, right? Our
Yes.
property that we're going to change is color. The value can be purple and olive drab,
Oh,
and
my
you know,
one is brown in French.
and you know all that stuff. Oh, very nice. All right, font size. Let's play with that one. So you have font size. You'll notice there's a hyphen in the middle. We can't forget that. And then we have 36. And any idea what the PX might stand for?
Pie. Ziggleberry.
Pi Ziggleberry. Perfect. So we're gonna remember pixels as pi Ziggleberry. So if we have
What's a pixel? I only know a pie Ziggleberry.
well, so your computer screen is made up of all of these little dots of colors that look like pi Ziggleberries.
Oh, so it's made out of a ton of pie Ziggleberry slices?
Exactly.
And
So
then the computer is one big pie Ziggleberry!
perfect. So if you have a phone in your hand, let's say, your screen might only be something like 370 pixels wide, whereas a great big monitor like what we're looking at might have 2,500 pixels. So it's just these little dots of colors.
You mean pie Ziggleberry?
Pi Ziggleberries. So there will be gray pi Ziggleberries there making gray text. There will be white there. It's basically little lights in your screen that help us see images.
It's like somebody mixed like radioactive stuff into the pie Ziggleberry.
Okay. So let's try that. What part of our HTML do we want to... How about the H1, which is our most important headline? Let's make that nice and big. So can you type the H1?
Wait, why do I have to type H1?
Because these are called selectors. Remember, the body selected the body overall. Now you are going to style a specific tag. You're going to say, let my H1 tag be, and then you can make it look like what you want. So can you go ahead and type H1?
Okay. Wait.
So,
Do I have to say goodbye to square bananas?
well, we'll write some more square bananas when we go back to HTML. What do we call them in CSS? Our curly braces. Are these squiggle bananas? Squiggle worms?
The worm.
Squiggle worms?
The worm banana.
Worm bananas. All right, so we're going to type these curly braces, which we'll call worm bananas.
You
So go
gotta
ahead.
start saying
Worm bananas. Type H1.
H1. How many worm bananas?
Oops, that's HI, like I. We want our most important headline, which is heading, which is H1.
See?
Oh, that's an L. Getting there.
Why
Oh.
can't you just type it the way I like to type my
There we go.
ones?
And can you
Why
do...
does it think one is wrong? Wait, were we supposed to type
Oops.
N-E?
Nope. It's just waiting for you to type your squiggles. So press Shift and the key next to P, and you'll type your worm banana. Okay. And press Return, and that'll make some space to make our text a little easier to read.
Banana slug.
Okay. Oh, banana slug. I love those. So we typed some banana slugs. Press Return. Okay. And we're going to make the font size bigger. So you're going to type font. And it's that first one down, font size. You can...
Where's my moosey?
Oh,
Where's my
where is
moosey?
your... let me see.
Where's my
Gotta get it.
moosey?
Good question.
People ask some questions.
There we go. If you do have any questions, drop them in the chat. Bo will let us know. All right.
Questions.
So how many pixels large do you want your font size to be? You can see there are some words that we can choose from, but the words are not very specific. Let's use a number of pixels.
Why can't I make it extra large pie ziggleberry.
Well, try a number first, because I want to see what the numbers look like. So type a number.
Okay. 1, 0, 0, 0, 0.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I forgot a 0.
One problem with that, you're totally right that in math, when you write a million, you're supposed to write commas. But if you do it in the CSS, the computer is going to get confused. So just go ahead and delete the commas. Okay. And then go ahead and add px at the end. So this is going to be a 1,000,000 pixel font, and I have no idea what that's going to look like, but I'm pretty excited.
It's like each fairy, there will be 1,000,000 fairies, and each of them get a small little slice of a pie ziggleberry.
Perfect. Can you save? Remember, Command S will save.
Command S.
And then open Google Chrome.
Google. I like Google.
Google Chrome. All right, and refresh.
What's Google Chrome?
Okay, so here we go. I don't. Oh, there we go. There's. I think that's part of your A, and the rest of it is sort of over here. So this has been pretty interesting. I must say, I've been doing this web stuff for over 20 years. I've never seen 1,000,000 pixel font before, but...
At what age do you recommend to start coding with your kid? You know what? I don't know. I'm just an awesome kid, so I can start at 9.
Well, what do you think? I don't think you would have been ready at 5, right? What about 7? Would 7 have been okay?
I don't know. It depends, because at 7, I just didn't want to sit in a chair.
That's true. It probably depends on how long your kid can sit at a chair at once. So we don't have, it's a really good question. The question, in case we didn't repeat it, was at what age do you start recommending, or do you recommend to start coding with your kid? Really good question. We just started when Amina was 9 when we started these live streams.
Wait, if it's 10:30, how long does it go from?
I'm not sure. Let's try, well, we'll go till we change some fonts. Can you try making it just 100 and that'll fit a little better?
1 more? Wait.
That won't work.
1 more 0.
Well, we've seen what gigantic text looks like. Let's see what text that fits looks like.
I want to see something. 900.
Okay. That's still going to be pretty big.
We don't know how big it's
That's true. We don't know how big it's going to be. It's going to be smaller than 1,000,000. But you can see 900 still doesn't really fit in our screen. Oh, there we go. It's getting a lot closer, though.
I know what to do.
Okay.
You delete 800.
Well.
Fine, I'll just make it 700. 7.
Cool.
Okay, I'm going to make it 750.
The nice thing is you're getting the idea, right? So we make the change to our font size, we save, we refresh, and our font gets a little smaller. Still doesn't fit in our screen. I think you need to go like maybe 200 would be about the biggest that could fit on your screen.
I want it to be 333.
All right.
Wait! Oh! Whoopsie!
Save.
Command S.
And, oh.
Wait.
Command, oh yes, Command Tab. All right, pick Chrome. All right, and refresh. Oh, there we go. Now our text fits on the screen. Nice and big. We'll never ever forget whose page this is.
Wait,
so
but
that's
how
awesome.
do we? How I wanted to like say space, so it's like Amina here, and then like it's like kind of like steps. So it'd be like Amina, and then like S would be there, and it'd say like the S would be like there, and then it'd say stuff.
That's
exclamation point.
pretty ambitious. Like we can do that, but I don't think we're there quite yet. Okay.
So
So, very good. What happened to my presentation?
My presentation.
All right. So we saw font size. You also have another property called font weight if you want to make it bold. So by
It's like, hold the phone.
what? Yes.
You're saying, hold the phone.
Absolutely, yeah. You want your text to weight up and decide whether it's going to be normal or bold. Your font
Is it gonna hold the phone?
Your font is usually normal. Your headings are going to be bold by default. So our heading is already bold. Let's see. Let's find some text that isn't normally bold.
Can you make just the heading a different color?
Sure.
'Cause I don't.
Go ahead and do that. Just type color. Really good question.
Oh,
Oops.
sorry. No. Color is a very hard word to spell, in my opinion. Is when it's colorful.
Okay.
There's a U.
And then do you remember the colon in between? So shift and the key next to the letter L will give you a colon. And then what color do you want to pick?
Wait, where was that color website?
Oh yeah. So last week we brought up a website and it was htmlcolorcodes.com. I'll drop that into the chat again if Bo wants to paste that in. htmlcolorcodes.com/color names.
That's a funny butt cheek picture. There was pictures of butt cheeks.
You are so classy. All right,
I am.
pick a color. Papaya whip,
No.
thistle,
Thistle. Thistle.
thistle.
Thistle.
All right.
Wait, I want to go up a bit because I want to see. Because some of the colors you didn't even let me see.
Well, let's just pick one because we got a.
What's that? Medium. What's the pale violetto
Well,
redo?
let's give it a try. So type pale, and then if you scroll down, you can pick pale violet red. You all right?
Well,
You want to work standing for a while?
Yes, I do.
Okay, perfect. And we are going to refresh your page, and ta-da! Pale violet red text that reads Amina stuff. Okay?
Amina stuff.
All right. Now, a big one, this text is already bold, so we don't really need to make it bold. I don't actually know off the top of my head. That gives me something.
I thought you were a good coder. Oh, I guess not, because you don't know how to add emojis.
I'm so embarrassed.
Very embarrassed, because you should.
I'll
tell you.
All right. So, let's see. Font family chooses a typeface. You've asked me about the typeface Laura. What if we wanted our text to be Laura? This is how we choose a typeface, okay? So we have font family. That's going to choose the font. Then you write the name of the font. And then
So the font family area would be like mermaids?
Oh, good one. Yeah, I hadn't thought of it that way, but totally. And then what do you notice at the end here?
It's a fidget, Father.
Okay, you're finding a fidget. Very good. What do you notice at the end here? Serif and sans serif? Have you come across those terms before?
Yes, they're two different types of words.
What?
They're two different words.
They are words. Very good. So they have to do with these little decorative feet at the end of letters. So Georgia is a serif typeface, and the letters will look like this. It has the little decorative strokes at the end. Arial is a sans serif, so it wouldn't have that. Okay?
Because the sand paper ruined the little squigglies. Because sand, you just kind of have to add in. Wait, can I?
Well, that's actually a French term that means without, so it's without the serif. Now, can we pick whatever typeface we want? Not quite. The problem is There's a font called Roboto, pretty cool name. I assume named after the song Mr. Roboto, right?
Domo Americato, Mr. Roboto, Domo. Wait, why did that light just go weird?
Oh, that's a good question. All right, there we go.
It's like our upstairs bathroom in the winter. Just when you shower, it goes. It's like I'm singing in the opera. Then it goes doo doo.
TMI, sweetie. Okay, so we have this font called Roboto, and if the user's computer doesn't have it, it will just pick a sans serif that it does have. So you might get a font that looks totally different.
Wait, so it has every font except Roboto?
Well, it means your computer will only pick from fonts that it already has, unless you use Google Fonts. So we're going to go load a font into our head and then use it. Okay?
Like, woohoo!
So we are going to go to fonts.google.com. And I know you like the typeface Laura. Can you search for Laura? Great. And click on it.
Yes, I love Laura.
Okay. And then here we have fonts, and some of them are bold and some of them are regular. And I only want to use a couple. Using all of them, it gets kind of complicated and it makes your page kind of slow.
Done.
So can you click on regular 400? So
No, I want to go with the H1.
we haven't learned how to use that one yet.
Oh,
Okay. And also regular italic, the one.
But I don't want it to be uncanny.
Well, we'll need that choice a little later. And bold 700. Okay? So, oops, well, you do have bold text. So this is getting our document ready to have Laura. And you chose regular text. You chose italic text, which I don't think we're using yet, but we might next lesson.
So it's like, y'all ready for this?
Exactly.
Y'all ready for this?
And then bold 700.
Hey, computer, y'all ready for this?
Doo-doo-doo. All right, can you press the word embed over on the side? And
Is that like a deathbed, but made out of emeralds embed?
I mean, I assume that's where that word comes from, yeah. So
Yes,
Google
I am always
Fonts
correct.
is giving us the code that's going to allow us to bring Laura into our document. So you want to do two
Can we
things.
just do control?
Can you copy this part?
I mean command V.
Yes, so you're going to copy this first
Why
block.
can't I do click in it and then press command I and then it highlights the whole thing?
I'm not sure. Press Command C to copy.
Because it's a duty head.
Can you press Command C?
Command C.
All right.
This is what they do in the opera.
And this is going to go in your head, and very important, it needs to go before Slug Club CSS.
The
Because-
Slug Club CSS show. This is what we call it.
Because otherwise, when Slug Club looks for this font, it won't be able to find it unless you paste it first. So can you do Command V and paste it right
Because
here?
if you do it over, he won't know. It will think it's in the HTML show.
Can you paste our font right above the CSS?
Command S.
Well, Command S is save. What's paste?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Command V.
Command,
Okay.
This is the Command V show.
That's the Command V show. That's how we paste. All right. So now you've gone to Google Fonts. You selected the fonts.
Command P because paste is for P.
Because P is for print. You chose the font you wanted. You pasted above Slug Club CSS.
Wait, so would Command PX mean out of your you'd print something, but out of the printer you get a pie?
That is an excellent question.
Command PP.
Can you copy this other block that says font family Laura Serif?
Wait, so the mummy. So it's like a family where it's like the mom, the dad, the kitten, the
That's
dog.
what a font
child
family looks
is
like.
And they're all named Laura.
I guess that sounds like a pretty cool family. Command C, then when it's dinner time, you just yell out Laura and everybody comes. Okay?
Yeah.
And
Even the hamster.
Exactly,
Hamster,
Laura the
the
hamster. Can you
hamster.
paste in our body? And this is going to change all of our text to Laura. We've loaded it from Google Fonts. We've pasted it in. Can you
What you
save?
do to me?
Can you save and open it in Chrome?
And your arms so tight, you let me know. Oopsies.
Okay.
What?
Did you do Command S?
No.
Okay, go ahead and do that.
And you hold me.
And go to Chrome.
Ow, ow, ah. I'm hooked on a feeling. Da, da, da.
Oh, look at that. There's Laura. Okay.
Mr. Laura. Mr. Laura.
So we have a
Mr.
we have a new font family in our computer or in our website, and it's called Laura.
So it'd be like for font family Roba, it'd be like the mom's named Roba, the dad's named Roba, the kid's named Roba, the hamster's named Roba, the cat's named Roba, the snake's named Roba, the dog's named Roba, the frog's named Roba, all the other reptiles are named Robot.
Exactly. So if your font family is Roboto, then everyone is named Robot. Okay, very nice work today. We learned a couple things. We learned
That you can't beat my beauty, so
We
this
learned-
show is over.
we can't beat her beauty. We learned how to change our font style and add a new font.
How to be
Um,
beautiful.
How to be beautiful. We
Well,
learned don't have a kitten in the room when you start your live stream. And good work. Anything to say to our guests?
You can't beat my beauty, and see you later, suckers. Peace out. Can't see me.
Thanks for joining us.
Whee!
See you next week.
This is the